I'm going to walk you guys through how I'm leveraging Asana for my business here. So let me share my screen. I'll show you that as well. So if you haven't used Asana, there is a paid version, there is a free version. I've been using the free version for the last 4.5 years. It has done everything I've ever wanted it to do. What I've done is I've got some templates that our team currently uses. I've got 3 templates here. I've got a few others, but primarily the operations tab, this has been the one that we've used the most. We are also leveraging another software called Notion, but for today, for Asana, this is a great place to start. So we have on the left-hand side here, and this is easy to make. This is something that you guys can make on your own. And versus trying to share a template, all you're going to need to do is come in here, and there's a little plus sign here. Let me scroll to the far right here. So if you were to add a section, this is where you could put anything in here you want, and then you can start adding tasks to it. Easy to do. So the very first section that we've put in here is a to-do. This is where I can have an entire list of all the different to-dos that I either want myself to do, or if you have a virtual assistant, what my virtual assistant can do. If I need something done within 4 hours or less, I can just drag that and put it into here. The other thing is, as we begin working on tasks, myself, my partner, my virtual assistants, we can then add these items in here. If you have a virtual assistant and you would like them to send you something for your review, this is waiting on Eric and Phil for feedback. This is where the VA comes in here. They can just drag this in here. As soon as they do, I'll get a notification that I need to review something, and I can jump in there, review it. When I'm done reviewing it, I can just add it right back into the doing pile. And then once something is done, we can then, as you're in here, everything has been completed. All you have to do is click Mark Complete. And then it sits in here as done. And then you can also, if you wanted to save things, you could also throw them into an archive position over here. If you have any types of links, or you guys are collaborating on something, or you have, let's say, a web page or certain colors you're using for your branding, this is where you could also just add all those items if you like. Okay, so that was the template for our operations. What if you're doing social media? It's very similar. We're using the same board view. This is also free as well, and their free plan is not yet started. All the different ideas we have. What is a priority? Typically 4 hours or less. What is being currently drafted? Once it's been put for my approval, it'll jump into here. I'll then take a look at it. I can either throw it into approved, or I can put it back into drafting with all my notes and comments. Then, of course, it's scheduled, and inside here, it's great because then we can actually say when's it going to be scheduled and what we're doing it. And then lastly, was it published? And when it's been published, then everything that you did in the past is in here, which is nice. Simple, easy to create. And then the last one is weekly tasks. And so you'll notice across the top here, there's different ways to look at stuff. And some of these are going to be paid. You can do an overview. You can do a list view. My favorite is the board view. You can also do a timeline, but that one is not free. You can do a dashboard. That one's also not free. You can do a Gantt, not free, and a workload. So at this point, we're using board views. And so if you have something very specific that you would like your virtual assistant to do all the time, like every Monday they're going to do this, or every Wednesday they're going to do this, you can come in here and just create Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. As long as you're having someone do something every single day of the week, you can make it only on Tuesdays and Thursdays if you want. And then you just begin putting in tasks. And so send CRE for sale email campaign. And then we have the same thing on Thursdays. So we're sending those campaigns out Mondays and Thursdays. We're also having the virtual assistants that I use will do an email management every single day from 8 to 9. So we have those in there. So when we come in, you could actually have this be pretty exhaustive, and you could have 5 or 6 tasks. And these 5 or 6 tasks need to be done every single whatever day that you would have them done on. And then the virtual assistant comes in and they can check it. And when they get those done, you get a little hooray, things have been done, and then they can come back and then uncheck them. And then next week, these never move. And you can just create those in Stone. And when you do have a task, let me show you what this looks like. You have the assignee, so you can pick who's going to be that person. So I could have Kim is going to be doing this. Because we're doing it every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's no due dates. Before the other two templates we were looking at, this is where you could say, hey, I need this done by this Friday or by next, the 3rd. So you can add a date in there. You can also you can move these around. If you have different projects you would like this to be, you can do that as well. Do a description. You can also let them know exactly what this is about. And what's really awesome is there's a subtext section where if you actually have 3 or 4 things they should be doing on this, check for new properties. When you enter a little checkbox that can be in there that you can uncheck and check that something was done or not done. And you can add as many of those subtasks as you need. You can also throw in comments, you can tell everybody, great job. You can add emojis, let everyone know that you appreciate their help, and you can send that over. And then they'll get a note alerted that you sent them a comment. So this is how we're using Asana. You could use the paid version. I don't think you need it. You can use the free version. But before we started our call, I thought I'd walk you through how I'm leveraging this software. Hope that helps you.